Hello student, today we will discuss about the trigonometric function and their sign convention in different plane. So, trigonometric function. So, before that we have to discuss about the what is the sign convention of trigonometric ratios in different plane. So, what is plane here? The most important thing, plane. So, plane is a flat smooth surface which have no thickness, that is thickness is negligible. So, that means basically if you want to define plane, and in class 12th also we will discuss about the plane. Plane, that means equation of plane is ax plus by plus cz plus d equal to 0, and normally if you want to define, that is plane is a flat smooth surface which have no thickness and it can be extend endlessly in all direction. Now, this I am dividing plane in 4 equal parts. Now, in different parts is known as a quadrant. This is known as the first quadrant, this is second quadrant, and this is third quadrant, and this is fourth quadrant. Now, in first quadrant, if the angle is greater than 0 and less than 90, okay, and in second quadrant, if theta is greater than 90 and less than 180, and in third quadrant, if theta is greater than 180 and less than 270, and in fourth quadrant, if theta is greater than 270 and less than 360. Now, the trigonometric ratio in different quadrant will have the different sign. So, in short form, how can you learn sign convention of trigonometric ratio? This I am using one sentence for learning shortcut method. Add sugar to coffee. Let's take first letter A for add and sugar. Let's take A, yes, first letter of sugar and first letter of 2 and first letter of coffee. So, what the meaning of ASTC here? That means in first quadrant all trigonometric ratio are positive, okay? That is sin, cos, tan. If sin, cos, tan is positive, so their reciprocal also will be positive, okay? In second quadrant, sin is positive and cos, tan is negative. That means if sin positive, sin is positive, cos negative, tan negative. That means if sin positive, so cosec also will be positive, and cos negative, then sec negative. If tan negative, then cot will be negative, because this is reciprocal, okay? So, reciprocal of sin is cosec, so sin positive, so cosec also will be positive. If cos positive, cos negative, the sec negative will be, because reciprocal of cos is sec, okay? So, same way here also, if that is in first quadrant, no need to check here, because all trigonometric ratio will be positive. In third quadrant, that means first letter what is here? T, okay? That means tan is positive and other trigonometric ratio is negative. This tan is positive, okay, and sin, cos is negative. So, reciprocal of tan is cot. So, if tan is positive, then cot also will be positive. Reciprocal of sin is cosec. So, cosec will be negative, and reciprocal of cos is sec. So, sec will be negative. In fourth quadrant, cos is positive and sin, tan is negative. So, in fourth quadrant, cos is positive, sin negative and tan negative. If cos positive, sin negative and tan negative, so their reciprocal of cos is sec. So, sec also will be positive, and reciprocal of sin cosec will be negative, and reciprocal of tan is cot. So, cot will be negative. That means we can divide plane in 4 equal parts here. That means this is x o y plane, okay, and this is x y o x dash plane, and this is o x dash y plane, and this is x o y dash. So, there is 4 quadrant here, and the value of 4 quadrant we can divide by their angles. That means if angle is greater than 0 and less than 90. So, this is first quadrant, and if angle is greater than 90 and less than 180, that means trigonometry, that is plane in plane we can say the second quadrant, and if theta is greater than 180 and less than 270, that is third quadrant, and if theta is greater than 270 and less than 360 is fourth quadrant. So, according to quadrant we can decide the sign convention of trigonometric ratios. Okay. So, clear, that means we can use here short trick for learning how to that means what will the sign convention of all the trigonometric ratios, that is add sugar to coffee, or many sentences you can make. Okay. Add sugar to coffee, that is A, first letter of add is A. So, that means in first quadrant all trigonometric ratio is positive. Sugar, that means first letter of sugar is yes, that means in second quadrant sign is positive and the reciprocal is positive, another trigonometric ratio will be negative. In third quadrant, that means here 2 is the first letter of 2 is T, that means in third quadrant tan is positive and the reciprocal cot is positive and other trigonometric ratio will be negative. Okay. And after that coffee, that means C here. So, C, that is for fourth quadrant, cos is positive and the reciprocal is positive and other trigonometric ratio will be negative. Okay. Now, after that we have to discuss about the allied angle. Okay. What is allied angle? Because we have to use here the sign convention and after that allied angle we have to find. Okay. So, allied angle. Allied angle. Allied angles. Okay. So, what is an allied angles? Allied angles, that means if the sum or difference of two angles is either 0 or multiple of 90. Okay. For example, 90, 180, 270, 360. Okay. So, that means if you are adding two angles, okay, that means if it sum of, I think before that already we are knowing that complementary angle and supplementary angle. So, what is complementary angle? That is sum of two angle is 90 degree and supplementary, that means if sum of two angle is 180 degree. Same way here allied angle is here, that means if you are getting the sum of two angle is 0 or multiple of 90. So, that angle is known as allied angles. Okay. Now, look here, how can you find all the allied angles? First, start with the minus theta. Okay. That is, if minus theta is given, so how can you find all the trigonometric ratios? Minus theta, what is indicated? That means if I am making here angle, standard angles, that means if initial rays on x axis and terminal rays in first plane. Okay. This is standard angle, that means if you are measuring the angle in anti-clockwise direction, then angle will be positive, and if you are measuring angle in clockwise direction, then the theta will be negative. Okay. That means if terminal sides in fourth quadrant, so angle will be here negative. Okay. So, that means minus theta also indicating fourth quadrant. Now, sine minus theta. Okay. Sine minus theta, that means sine in fourth quadrant, minus theta, that is indicating what is fourth quadrant. So, value of sine in fourth quadrant, what is minus. So, directly we can write here minus sine theta. Okay. Now, cos minus theta, what is indicating fourth quadrant. Okay. In fourth quadrant cos is positive. So, cos minus theta is equal to cos theta. Clear? That means in fourth quadrant cos is positive, that is why cos minus theta equal to cos theta. Okay. And after that tan minus theta. So, tan minus theta, that means in fourth quadrant tan is negative. So, minus tan theta. Okay. Now, the reciprocal also we can write their sign like cosec minus theta. So, cosec minus theta is equal to minus cosec theta. Okay, because cosec in fourth quadrant negative. And sec minus theta what will be? Sec theta, because in sec minus theta means fourth quadrant sec is positive. So, that is the sec minus theta equal to sec theta. And last trigonometric ratio is cot minus theta, that means in cot in fourth quadrant is negative. So, minus cot theta. Okay. Now, 90 plus minus theta and 180 plus minus theta, 270 plus minus theta, 360 plus minus theta, and more than 360 if has given. So, how can you find the angle? This is very important, like if you want to find 1020 degree. So, with the help of allied angle formula we can find 1020 or 1000, anything that has given. So, we can break in allied angle forms, and after that we can minimize their angles and we can find the value of trigonometric ratios. Okay. So, this is very important, allied angles, for finding the more than 360 angle if has given like 1000 plus or 1000, 2000 plus or 3000 plus. So, we have to break in allied angle form, and after that we have to simplify it. Okay. So, look here, how can you simplify it? Now, in short form, this I am making a column. Okay. That means, okay, side one by one, write down. Okay, if that means if angle is, if 90 for 90 minus theta, okay, 90 minus theta has given. So, what will be the sign convention? Like directly just use 90 plus minus theta, okay, 90 plus minus theta. That means for 90 plus minus theta, what will be the sign convention of all the trigonometric ratios? Let's look here. Sin 90 plus minus theta. So, just I am making one quadrant also here for understanding what is the sign convention in first, second, third and fourth. In first all positive, in second sin positive, in third tan positive, in fourth cos positive. So, sin 90 plus minus theta. So, 90 plus minus theta, that means just look first 90 plus theta. So, 90 plus theta, that means this is second quadrant. Okay. So, in second quadrant sin is positive. Okay. So, sin 90 plus theta, that means this 90 plus theta we can write here. Firstly, one more thing here, just understand, in case of 90 plus minus theta and 270 plus minus theta. Okay. In case of 90 plus minus theta and 270 plus minus theta, okay, in short form, this I am representing here, sin will change into cos, tan will change into cot, and sec will change into cosec. Okay. That means reverse order also we have to write here. The sin will cos or cos will be sin. Okay. Tan will cot or cot will be tan, and the sec, cosec, cosec, sec. Okay. In case of 90 and 270 plus minus theta. If 180 plus minus theta, 360 plus minus theta has given. So, in that case sin will be sin, okay, and the cos will be cos, and tan will be tan, and cot will be cot, okay, and sec will be sec, and cosec, cosec. Okay. Only in case of 90 plus minus theta and 270 plus minus theta, their changes will be like sin in terms of cos, and tan will be cot, and sec will be cosec. So, look here, by using that conditions, how can you change directly, that is this short trick for understanding. Okay. Because 90 plus minus theta and 270 plus minus theta, sin will cos, tan will cot, sec will cosec. Okay. And the reverse order also will be, that is if cos is there, then sin will be, if cot is there, then tan will be, if cosec is there, then sec will be. But in case of 180 plus minus theta and 360 plus minus theta, all the trigonometric ratio will be the same form, only sign will be changed according to their quadrant. Now, look here in 90 plus minus theta. So, in 90 plus minus and 90 plus theta. So, 90 plus theta is second quadrant. So, in case of 90 plus minus theta, so already we have tried here cos theta. Now, after that we have to check the sign 90 plus theta. So, 90 plus theta, that means second quadrant, in second quadrant sign is positive. So, positive will be 90 minus theta, that is first quadrant all the trigonometric ratio is positive. This also will be positive, that is if you are taking 90 plus theta or 90 minus theta, in both case plus cos theta. Okay. Now, cos 90 plus minus theta, okay, cos 90 plus minus theta, that means cos 90 plus theta, that means second quadrant cos is negative. Okay. So, cos will be here sin theta, and sin what will be 90 plus minus theta, is minus plus. Okay. Because 90 plus theta, the second quadrant cos is negative, that is why 90 plus theta will minus sin theta, and 90 minus theta first quadrant, and first quadrant all trigonometric ratio is positive, that is why get plus sign. Now, tan 90 plus minus theta, 90 plus theta, again this is representing the second quadrant, in second quadrant tan is negative. Okay. So, minus, and 90 minus theta representing first quadrant. Okay. So, tan will be cot, okay, cot theta. That means tan 90 plus theta is equal to minus cot theta, and 90 minus theta is equal to plus cot theta. Okay. And same way we can write for other trigonometric ratios. Okay. Like in case of cos 90 minus theta, of their reciprocal, sin reciprocal cosec, cos reciprocal is sec, and tan reciprocal is cot. So, look here, how can you write? Cosec 90 plus minus theta is equal to cosec 90 plus minus theta, that means 90 plus theta, again representing second quadrant sin is positive, and cosec what will be sec, cosec is sec theta, and 90 plus theta second quadrant cosec is positive, and 90 minus theta first quadrant, in first quadrant cosec is positive, that is cosec 90 plus minus theta plus sec theta. Okay. And sec 90 plus minus theta, the reciprocal, that is sec what will be cosec, and sin what will be sec 90 plus theta, that means second quadrant negative, 90 minus theta first quadrant positive. Okay. Cot 90 plus minus theta, that means 90 plus theta second quadrant positive, and in first quadrant, cot is negative in second quadrant and first quadrant positive. Okay. And cot will be tan. Okay. This is for 90 plus minus theta. Now, how can you write for all that, like 180 minus theta, 180 plus theta? So, you can make the table for 90 minus theta, 90 plus theta, 180 minus theta, 180 plus theta. Just look here, how can you make the table, and directly we can just like we are knowing the table for sin 0 degree, sin 30 degree, sin 40 degree, for 0, 30, 40, 55 like that. So, we can make also here table for minus theta, 90 plus theta, 90 minus theta, what will be the trigonometric ratios. Yes, I am making the table for all the allied angles. It is very important, okay, for conversion, like if any bigger angle has given. So, how can you convert in simpler form? Here is the theta, okay, one is minus theta, 90 plus theta, 90 minus theta, 180 plus theta, 180 minus theta, okay, 270 plus theta, 270 minus theta, and 360 minus theta, okay, and 360 plus theta will be in first quadrant. Now, let's write down here trigonometric ratios: sin, cos, tan, and cosec, and sec, and cot. Okay. Now, sin minus theta. Okay, sin. Just one more thing is here mentioned, just one quadrant for understanding. In which quadrant theta will be negative, sin trigonometric ratio will be negative or positive. So, sin minus theta is equal to minus sin theta, because minus theta indicating fourth quadrant. This is fourth quadrant, this is second quadrant, this is first quadrant, and this is 180 plus theta third quadrant, and 180 minus theta second quadrant, and 270 plus theta fourth quadrant, and 270 minus theta third quadrant, and 360 minus theta fourth quadrant. Okay. And after the 360 plus theta, again you will get the first quadrant. Okay. Now, in fourth quadrant only cos and sec is positive. Okay. So, sin minus theta will be minus sin theta, and cos minus theta is equal to cos theta, tan minus theta is equal to minus tan theta, because only cos and sec will be positive, and cos sec minus theta is equal to minus cosec theta, and sec minus theta is equal to sec theta, and cot minus theta is equal to minus cot theta. 90 plus theta means second quadrant. In second quadrant, just only we have to remember here, in second quadrant sin and cosec is positive, another trigonometric ratio will be negative. So, 90 plus minus theta, that is sin, and sin what will be in cos form, 90 plus, so sin will be cos theta. Okay. Because sin, in case of 90 plus minus theta and 270 plus minus theta, sin will be in cos form. Okay. Now, sin here will be plus, because sin is second quadrant is positive. Cos 90 plus theta, that means what will be a cos? Cos will be sin. Sin theta, sin what will be here? Negative, because in second quadrant cos is negative. Now tan 90 plus theta, so tan what will be in cot form, cot theta firstly write down, and the sin what will be in second quadrant, tan is negative, so minus cot theta. Cosec 90 plus theta, so cosec 90 plus theta, that means cosec will be in sec form. Okay. 90 plus theta, the second quadrant, in second quadrant cosec is positive, so that is why here positive sign. Sec 90 plus theta, sec what will be in cosec form, okay, cosec theta, and sin what will be in second quadrant, sec is negative, so minus sign. Okay. And after that cot 90 plus theta, cot will be in tan form, tan theta, and in second quadrant cot is negative, so minus tan theta. 90 minus theta, first quadrant all trigonometric ratio will be positive. So that is only plus sign we have to use, and the sin 90 will be cos. So cos theta, cos 90 minus theta, sin theta, tan 90 minus theta, cot theta, cosec 90 minus theta, sec theta, and sec 90 minus theta is equal to cosec theta, and cot 90 minus theta is tan theta, is all will be positive. 180 plus theta means third quadrant. In third quadrant only tan and cot is positive, another trigonometric ratio will be negative. And in case of 180, sin will be sin, cos will be cos, tan will be tan, cot will be in cot form. Sin 180 plus theta. So sin theta firstly write down, and sin what will be, firstly write down all the trigonometric ratios. Okay. Cos 180 plus theta means cos theta, tan 180 plus theta means tan theta, and cosec 180 plus theta means cosec theta, sec 180 plus theta means sec theta, and cot 180 plus theta means cot theta. Okay. So sin what will be here? Look here, in second quadrant, in third quadrant will tan is positive. Okay. So tan will be plus sign, and cot also will be plus sign, another will be negative. Okay. Sin will be negative, sec will be negative. Same way we can find for 180 minus theta. So 180 minus theta, what is representing here? Second quadrant. In second quadrant, sin and cosec is positive, another trigonometric ratio will be negative. Sin 180 minus theta, that means sin theta and plus form. Okay, because in case of second quadrant sin is positive. Cos 180 minus theta, that means again we have to write cos theta, and sin what will be minus, because in second quadrant cos is negative. Tan 180 minus theta, in second quadrant tan will be negative, minus tan theta. Cosec 180 minus theta plus cosec theta, because sin and cosec is positive. And sec 180 minus theta, sec 180 minus theta will be minus sec theta. Okay. Cot 180 minus theta will be minus cot theta. Okay. Same way we can write for 270 plus theta and 270 minus theta. Just look one for 270 plus theta. So 270 plus theta means fourth quadrant. Fourth quadrant is only we have to remember cos and sec will be positive, and other trigonometric ratio will be negative. Okay. In case of 270 also will change sin cos, okay, and cos sin, tan cot, and cot tan, sec cosec, and cosec will be in sec form. So sin 270 plus theta. So sin 270 plus theta will be cos theta. Okay. And sin what will be here? Sin 270 plus in fourth quadrant. In fourth quadrant sin is negative, so minus cos theta. Cos 270 plus theta will be sin theta, and sin what will be here? Plus form, because in fourth quadrant cos is positive. So we have to use plus sign. 270 plus theta, again this for tan 270 plus theta, that means in fourth quadrant tan is negative, and 270 what will be? That means cot theta and minus sin. Cosec 270 plus theta, so cosec 270 plus theta, that is cosec will be in sec form, sec theta, and sin convention just we have to use here, cosec will be negative. Okay, only cos and sec will be positive. Look here, sec will be positive, sec 270 plus here, that is cosec theta and plus form. Cot 270 plus theta negative and minus tan theta. Okay, let's look here. last one, third in this 270 minus theta. So, 270 minus theta will be in third quadrant. In third quadrant, tan and cot is positive, another will be negative. Okay, that is tan and cot we have to write positive sign. So, sin 270 minus theta. So, sin 270 minus theta again will be here cos theta and sin will be minus. Okay, and cos 270 minus theta, cos 270 minus theta. So, cos 270 minus theta will be sin theta, and the sign convention what will be minus, because only tan and cot is positive. Now, tan 270 minus theta. So, tan 270 minus theta will be cot theta and positive, because tan is positive in third quadrant. Now, cosec 270 minus theta, cosec will be in sec form and minus sign. Okay. Now, sec 270 minus theta, sec will be in cosec theta and minus sign. Okay. Now, finally, cot will be positive, because in fourth quadrant, third quadrant, cot is positive. So, cot 270 minus theta will be plus tan theta. Okay. Now, last one, just look here, 360 minus theta. So, 360 minus theta, sine in case of 180 and 360, sine will be sine. Okay. So, just firstly write down all the terms, sine theta, cos theta and tan theta, tan cosec theta and sec theta and cot theta. Now, just check the sign. Okay. After writing, because in case of sine, sine, cos, cos, tan, tan, cosec, cosec, sec, sec, cot, cot. Now, finally, we have to write the sign here. So, in case of 360 minus theta, what is it will be fourth quadrant. In fourth quadrant, only tan, only cos and sec will be positive, another will be negative. So, cos, okay, cos and sec, that is sec positive, cos and sec positive, another will be in negative form, minus, 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 minus. Okay. Now, in case of, okay, this is the very important for allied angle, you can remember in form of table. Okay. And if you are knowing, that is, if you are aware about in which quadrant trigonometric ratio is positive or negative, then we can write this trigonometric table for remembering what will the sin 180 minus theta or 180 plus theta, whatever is there. Okay. And it is very important for breaking the bigger angle, like something has even more than 360. So, after dividing, we can break in simpler form and we can find the value in from the trigonometric tables. Okay. Now, in next lecture, we have to study about the trigonometric function and the graph. Thank you.